best in the mid game.
Okay, so let's see what Navi do. The troll gets grabbed now by VP, and with this, definitely that push potential ramps up a lot. Navi going into the CM, which is a very aggressive support, but not any particularly mana-dependent hero grabbed as of yet, who clearly needs that Brilliance Aura. So
10 seconds.
That's a little curious.
No, it's kind of a greediest. It can be a greediest support. Not this doesn't have to always, but given that they've got Lifesteal in the safe lane, who doesn't need a whole lot of help, it's a hero that can hit up the jungle, get a fast aura for the team. But who are you giving the aura to? Slider Lifestealer gets some benefit from it, but not amazing benefit by any means.
Well, I mean, the specter of that Dendi Invoker, you always wonder, is that something Navi are thinking about? Like comfort picks, bread and butter, could go well with the Infest Bombs as an Exhort Invoker, but then gets real greedy real quick. Oh,
Sven has a
to pick.
That's the Slardar counter, I guess. We've seen support Sven picked up, I think it was actually in the NA qualifier group stage. Maybe it was Freedom who ran it. I can't recall, but I did see a support Sven. And obviously Warcry is fantastic against heavy physical damage, so, it's possible. I mean, honestly, could be a carry Sven, though. It's not too common nowadays with the battle trance. That's a lot of damage.
Reserve time.
Yeah, we're seeing the troll played in the mid lane quite a bit. I mean, Navi's done it in 2 of their recent games, and Navi going to get... I've even talked about the 5-man early push. Enigma is definitely a hero that complements that. And it's a hero that's going to be a very good pseudo-counter to the Sven troll. 2 kind of melee-ish heroes, very easy to set black holes on them. You are picking it into a Rubik, but last time I saw Navi run the Enigma, it was well cast to the Rubik. He just got the BKB, the Lincolns, had all the ways of answering to the Rubik, and then still found some good black holes.
That last ban on the Tinker seems to be an every game type thing. Just VP seen Navi where they're like, let's force them outside that comfort zone.
5 seconds remaining.
Again, they remove the Tinker.
If you're Navi, imagine after seeing the Sven, the troll, these high armor heroes, you are thinking let's get a more magic damage base made hero, at least a hero with a bit of magic and physical damage. Tinker would have been good. Invoker still, I think Invokers are a really good pick here. As much as they've struggled to win with the hero, it seems like a good option for them to give them a secondary carry to go with Lifestealer. You don't want a single core Lifestealer. It's very all in at that point. Invoker's a good kind of scaling hero, has good damage, pushes pretty well. If not him, maybe a Shadow Fiend.
Really good at kiting those physical damage carries as well.
Yeah.
Both of whom want to be melee, but even the troll. So, yeah, I like Invoker a lot. Shadow Fiend could be good. He is very frail, is the only worry there. They tend to build tanky, but he'll need a lot of space and time. So they go for someone elusive. I think Navi is convinced this is actually a support Sven because they banned the Meepo. And that VP insta-picks the Silencer. So suddenly Enigma's life is pretty miserable. This also will make the Ember struggle a lot more.
Yeah, they seem to be planning to pick that Silencer regardless. Then they see the Ember, they're probably picking it even faster, jamming their finger on that.
Can you pick it faster than they did? I'm pretty sure they were mashing the pick button there.
Yeah, but Ember, so we talked about how they want to get some magic damage and not go all in on physical damage now that the Sven's been picked up, and Ember's, I guess, kind of the other alternative there for a very heavy magic damage hero, but tough game to play an Ember. The Silence is going to be tough to deal with. Even the mid matchup against the Troll isn't necessarily great for Dendi, but we'll have some help likely from the RMN roaming Slider.
5 seconds.
Okay, let's see how it develops. Dendi had an excellent showing on the Ember Spirit in game 3 of the previous series, ended up carrying the team to victory, but it was not against the Silencer, and that will certainly make things a bit trickier. May even force his hand towards, I don't know, a Manta style potentially, which has not been a very popular Ember item as of late. It's just been that very heavy magic damage build, not so much a physical DPS style, but I don't know how else he deals with this global.
I think there's enough of a threat, Slider Lifesteal, I think you're looking at the Ember and you see okay, it's going to be a tough game, but then you think how a fight's going to begin, and like in my mind it's like, well, Slider Lifestealer, Infest Bomb, if they catch the Silencer or catch a core hero, even if Dendy gets caught in a silence, like you say, you can go for a Mance, you can go for an item like a BKB to get out of it, and still manage to do okay. I actually quite like this Navi draft. I think it's easy to look at it like in terms of counter picks and be like, oh, they have Ember into Silencer, they have Enigma into Rubik and Silencer as well. How are they going to team fight if they can't get Black Holes off or if Ember's silence? But I think they have a fairly easy approach to fights with the cheap pick-off capabilities of Slider Lifestealer. Their lanes are solid. The Ember benefits a lot from the CM aura. Same for the Enigma. They can play greedy too. Like Enigma's just going to likely just try and farm up the fast mech. Maybe even go for something like a Midas too.
Pycat does get scouted out here. He will immediately skill rage and run the hell away, dodging a bullet, just barely out of range of that initial lift. May have been able to skill rage and get it off in time anyway after the lift, but it would have been a close call and a dangerous chase. So VP going for the early smoke invasion. Instantly you can see Navi, the reply is for General to think about stealing the enemy bounty rune. As they still manage to catch one, RMN actually gets caught by the lift and gives up a very avoidable first blood. Ward got planted around the trees. I don't think he realized VP had vision there, but that was definitely sloppy.
Yeah, shouldn't be giving that one. You should just expect them to stick around to secure that bounty rune and not even go near it. But VP get a freebie, and that is an early +2 for No One Silencer. It is going to be the mid-core silencer. We kind of talked about the possibilities with Troll going mid and Sven in the carry role. It will be Lil on the support 4-position Sven, and the core silencer for the mid lane. A tough matchup for Dendy to deal with.
So yeah, they're going to try and dual lane here, but Silencer with the glaives just laying into Biver, forcing him back immediately. Dendy does have the stout shield, but already you can see that harassment adding up, and Ember not going to be happy, gods, with this 1v1. He'd much rather be laning against a troll, I would say, than a Silencer.
He's probably making the call, like, help me out ASAP. RMN and the CM is probably going to hit a fast level 2 jungle, then smoke up. I feel like he needs to smoke up with the CM and Slaughter, perhaps. Korea mid was fishing around, but not easy as a Sven to get that one.
Yeah, he does have the wind lace, but still quite a dive to pick it up. So they'll see Ramsey's bottom. It is going to be an off-lane troll. The lanes have definitely been mixed up a bit. So you get the Centaur in the safe lane. And not really much of a kill lane versus a life stealer, but still should be good farm for the Centaur. Early on, it appears to be good farm for Ramses as well, already 4-2. And obviously, mid lane going great. So with the first blood, 3 lanes going well. It's VP off to the races again, nice and early.
The idea was definitely that they wanted to, much like the Slug, pressure the Lifestealer's early game laning stage. It's a hero that similarly doesn't do well in the laning stage, so they wanted to aggro tri-lane him. Pycat, again, knowing kind of what's coming his way, dodges the lane, but finds himself still in a tough lane. He may have dodged the aggro duel / tri-lane, but he's up against, well, a dual lane up top now. It doesn't have the troll in it, but it's still got the centaur there, and it's still a very dangerous lane to be in.
Finding the catch here on Ramsey's. General even moving in. Doesn't have any Eidolons to work on him with, though, and Ramsey's already with the completed 4-man shield, so quite durable. In fact, just turns on General, starts running into the Eidolons and into the hero, and really doesn't care.
Yeah, Sada TP'd out and is going for that smoke rotation with Armin. He doesn't have any mana for Crush just yet. He'll have it in about 10 seconds time, maybe a little bit longer.
There's no point in Arcane Art even yet. It's only a level 2 Crystal Maiden.
This gank has to work, I feel. Their lanes are getting crushed if this smoke doesn't work.
And even if it does, already Pycat being moved upon in the bottom lane. If Lil gets right next to him, it's going to be very hard to rage dodge this. He's not actually able to. Still has the rage now being lifted, and even if he rages at this point, it's not going to matter. They've got the extra damage in. He turns, he drops the open wounds, and he tries to run. Malefice there, not going to happen. VP run and gun him down, and now straight onto General. While that's going on in the mid lane, you can see the chase for No One, who already killed off Dendy during that dive. Biver might get this kill to Salve as he heads to high ground, sprinting his way forward, pops the Fairy Fire and the Curse of the Silent, and No One will still fall, but it's a death for Dendy, and it's a big win again for VP.
Wow, yeah, he got with the high ground ward, got the solo kill on Dendy as the gank came his way. That's absolutely disastrous for Navi in their early game. and he is just getting bullied constantly in this mid lane. He cannot last hit against no one silencer.
And VP just showing their poise as a veteran team to bust out with no hesitation not only the silencer pick, but the carry silencer mid. And it has really thrown Navi for a loop. And Pycat raging here. I don't know if he realizes that Solo was coming from around the tree line. They just hit the shrine. Scan.
Another smoke mid. Perfect.
Again, VP on point. The scan revealing the Navi rotation, so more time wasted. No one going to dodge this bullet and be able to go right back to pounding Dendy as soon as these supports leave. And General just off to the jungle, so he's not even laning right now. That means total free farm for the Centaur in the safe lane. They've given Pycat that bottom lane, as we talked about. And in the end, Biver's going to have the task of dealing with the Centaur, who, by the way, already 30 and 12 in CS.
They're going to come in and mess with the Enigma as well, so he'll lose his Eidolons, it looks like. But not too big of a deal. But yeah, this Enigma doesn't have his Arcane Boots yet, so his farm is slow. When you go for this Arcane Boots not soaring, Denny mid getting flanked now.
He gets stunned, the chains are there, zapped, immediately breaking the Flame Guard, laying him out. VP just spanking Navi. I mean, honestly, it's just unbelievable how badly they're just shattering their confidence.
Oh, yeah.
2 games in a row.
It's so different to the last best of 3, because the last best of 3, VP was very, all 3 games were fairly close. The game Navi won and one of the games Navi lost, both very close, and VP were not looking to dominate the early game laning stage. It feels like VP made a clear adjustment since yesterday, all right, let's actually focus more on the early game and beat Navi there, because laning stage wise has been a complete and utter stomp both games by VP.
Yeesh. I mean, how do they get back in? Is there any? It's about as bad of a start as you can get. What's the path forward for Navi?
It's going to be just getting a couple core items and using their few smokes. They probably have 1 smoke remaining, and they'll get another smoke around the 10-minute mark, using those smokes well, because 2 consecutive smoke ganks mid. The reason that's such high risk and volatile play is because now you don't have those smokes when you hit your blink dagger timing. I say that Slider's not going to have a blink anytime soon, but if you're Navi, you've got to just use numbers. If dive like this at bottom, you've got TP and 5 heroes. You've got to do something to stop this.
Oh, they're going to bring in Dendy as well. This could be really big for Navi. They spring the trap. Can they even find that first kill on the troll? He gets frostbitten, held in position. He's still not dead yet. That armor is too much. The poor man's shield saving the day. Biver is not going to let him scurry away. Not this time, he says. Crushes him down. We'll find that first kill. I think there was a TP out. Yeah, Lil just made it home, so that's all they get. But hey, it's the troll. It's a big kill. And VP did commit 3 to get nothing, so Navi will take that one to the bank. Man, if only General was 6 and had a TP scroll, perhaps he could have come in for the 3-hero black hole.
I feel like that's kind of what their way back in is. VP are going to, they've got a lineup that wants to be aggressive and trying to punish it with things like Black Coal there. If he had the TP, as you said, that would have been a perfect opportunity to use it there.
Iron Talon, Ember Spirit.
Yeah, desperate times, desperate measures. Very much a game where Navi are just going to have to scrap together whatever pieces of farm they can. It's not going to be pretty, but their comeback's going to be a slow, tough one, using whatever jungle farm they can get, trying to punish VP for aggression, because as I said, VP definitely going to look to get aggressive, but they're not necessarily looking to 5-man down towers. So if you can 5-man TP when VP dive you and then take these 5v3, 5v4 fights, that's going to be how you approach this game.
There's a smoke on RMN now, so perhaps we will see that rotation. General still holding the line here in the top lane. He's the leader in CS for Navi. Over on the side of VP. There's to see. This is going to be a blink rush by Pasha, who is extremely close. Can tap that shrine, sell a branch, and pretty much have the blink at this point. So the first Centaur gank is likely coming soon.
Scary.
Global cooling down as well. No one can look to get involved with this. So they'll have Global, they'll have Stampede, and they'll have a Centaur Blink debut. This is a pretty big power spike for VP.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, yeah.
This will come in handy.
Although, I'm curious to see how Sven's doing. He's going to just for some phase boots, not doing anything fancy. And Navi